Howdy everyone, this is Mopop, this is the Diamond Society, and welcome back to episode number 111. This is episode 111. We are standing here at Motlantis in front of the Guardian farm and the storage that we've been working on lately. We did that in last episode. We did that whole design back there. It's looking pretty neat. We didn't really do anything between episodes except add a few cobwebs right there just to fill up a little bit of space. All is looking pretty good. We got the nice industrial look going on, and it completely operates well. So we reorganized that in last episode, did the whole design aspect, and it is working absolutely well, as I just mentioned. So we got guardians dying in there. I think there's one maybe that's not burning, but whenever I leave this area, they despawn, and when I come back, it's not an issue. So we don't really have to worry about that. We don't have to do any extra killing, and look at that. They are all flooding in there. I'm the only one out at the moment, so we get all the spawns. You can just see them falling and falling and falling. I absolutely love this place. If we go upstairs, haven't actually been up here in a while. That sky is insane, by the way. These are two massive tanks. Of course, I'm standing right here now, so they're not going to spawn. We're a little bit too close. But maybe if we step back here, that one will. Possibly not. Probably not. We're probably still a little too close. Either way, they're huge. They spawn a lot, as you can see down here. That is absolutely fantastic. We got more and more and more. There are always guardians dying in there, and I'm not quite sure just how many drops we've accumulated. I haven't checked in quite some time. Okay, not quite that many. We're at that many. I haven't done a whole lot of AFKing, and we're at 3 double chests and consistently filling up even more. So we definitely don't need one of those massive farms. I'm super pleased with what we have here. Anyway, we did more in last episode than just this. Let's go take a look at that. Here we are at the ink farm. Evil looking place. It's an ink farm. We get dark ink from this place, so why not give it a nice dark feel? I absolutely love how this looks. I think all these colors actually come together really well. I haven't seen this place in a little bit. Now that I walk back over here, very pleased with it. I love how that black concrete looks in the roof as well. It almost just looks like an empty void, which is so cool. The green actually works really well as well, I think. Having that little splash of color among the red and all of the other dark colors, I think really works. And lots of ink as well. So we already drew loads of ink out of this place to build up some dark prismarine for the Guardian area, and we already have loads of it back, which is absolutely fantastic. Does not take long to build this place up, and look at that, because we've covered up the farm, we are not getting any lag. Also, very fantastic. And now for today's episode, we are over here in Mohr, the Nordic village. Everything is looking spectacular over here. Really lots of fun to build in this area. Love the style. We come on down here. I've already planned out what we're going to be doing. This building is going to be quite a bit bigger than anything else in the area. Had to shave away the land to make room for it, so we're going to have to do a little bit of work over here, make it all look good. We'll get to that after the building goes up, however, because we've got plenty of other greenery that we can put around in this area, now that we'll have filled up quite a good chunk of it, really. So this building is quite larger. It is going to be the mess hall, or kind of the big meeting hall, dinner hall, whatever you want to call it. It's going to be big. It's going to be fantastic. It's going to be actually quite a bit bigger than anything around here now that I'm realizing that. That's like almost twice as big as anything else in this area. But you know what? It's an important building. Maybe it shouldn't be going on one of the lowest spots of the area. Didn't really think that through. Maybe it should have gone like up on the mountain or something. But it seems like for some reason one of the most important areas is down below. We're going to ignore that little fact, however. We're just going to get to building. I love the area that it's in because it has plenty of space. We've got this nice little cliff behind it as well, so we can possibly put a wall there, then put some stuff behind it, and just kind of change up the area like we've been doing in all the other areas around here. Like we got that wall there, we've got another one kind of off to the right, over right there. Adding another one here I think is going to be spectacular. We really want to play with all the layers and get as much out of this area as we possibly can. So as y'all can see, this building actually fits in pretty well into the area. We're not leaving a whole lot of empty space, and it just kind of blends real nicely. We get this nice low, a little bit higher, up to the mountain, a little bit higher, and then it just kind of tails off right there. So we get this nice little arch. Everything fits in really well, I think, with the heights. We changed this one up a little bit from the others, and we still have more to do. So where we just have 3 windows here, that's totally different over here. Went for something a little bit different. Yeah, we're trying to change each one just slightly to make it each building completely unique from the other ones. So we want to have like the same base, but just slightly different features to really make it stand out. And it's subtle, but I really do think you notice it. So not much different on the sides here. I think that one might have been all solid block. So yeah, but that's much similar to how we did the other ones with the cutouts there. Yeah, just like that one as well. So we still have to add in these random blocks like the stone, the andesite. We're going to put gravel in there as well. Might have forgotten to do the gravel on that one. Oh, no, there is some gravel in there. So yeah, we got to do that. The back is different as well. We got 4 windows like that, and we get this kind of like triangle shape there. Again, different from the way we've been doing the other buildings, which is fantastic. Absolutely love that. And we probably add a couple extra lights like this, like the sconces, I believe they're called. Maybe one like right there, just to kind of break up some of that brown. But the rest, yeah, pretty good. We got to add the random blocks up in the roof as well. And I'm thinking, instead of just doing these little cutouts on the sides like that one, I'm thinking we'll probably change this one up a little bit and just do big windows, maybe like a third of the length and then like right in the center. So that'll change it up significantly from the other ones. That's something we haven't done yet, and I think for a dining hall that is very, very fitting. So we'll have the big table down the middle here where the torches are currently, and then we'll have the windows here, and then we'll have new ones right along the side to really cast in and give all that natural lighting. Having that look to the outside obviously isn't going to make a big difference when we have lights in here for, you know, technically like mob spawn lighting, but it'll still look nicer, I believe, and it'll just kind of give that feel that it is a much bigger open room. So yeah, we do still have plenty to do. Like obviously you saw we have to do the whole inside still, so we'll get that whole table in and then we'll decorate up the sides and everything. Looking forward to that. I have some ideas. It might be a little bland for the moment, but yeah, we'll see what we can do. Like I said, I've got some ideas, but I'm not quite sure entirely how I want to fill the hall. And then of course we got to bring the greenery over. We're going to add some trees and whatnot like we've been doing over here. That'll make it feel really nice and homey, much more compact. I think that'll be really nice. And we'll do something with the path here. I'm thinking maybe just bring it up to the side of the building here. It'll make the path a little bit wider here and then just kind of tail off, but you know, we did it over there. It doesn't look too bad, so we'll see. I'll probably have to play around with it just a little bit. The one thing I really am a little bit sad about is that, unfortunately, that's one spot where it just doesn't quite work. We have the sconce on the wall and it's connecting to the wood right here. So yeah, I didn't quite plan for that. I was I don't know, I should have put it like one block back maybe, so that wouldn't have been an issue, but I was trying to line it up with the path, and yeah, I just forgot that that would actually be an issue. So a little unfortunate there. Maybe we'll find something else to do with it. Maybe we could even just remove this pillar and then just have the staircase kind of like open up, since it is going to be wider here anyway. Maybe we don't really need that. That might be the way to go, but like I said, we'll play with some things. We'll see what works best, and we'll come back once. I think we'll probably have to do the inside next, so let's see what that table looks like. So I tried to do one big window, couldn't really get a design I was happy with, so instead we've got 2 small windows here, and it goes for the same on the other side. In fact, you should be able to see right through that. Yeah, you can't really tell, I guess, because there's another building right behind it, and you just see a lot of gray. If we zoom in there, you can maybe tell, possibly. You can see the second window, that's for sure. But anyway, these are matching on both sides. Looking at it now, I think we're probably going to have to move that window up a little bit, or maybe just make it 3 tall, because right now it looks a little odd. Seems like there's a lot of space above the window that maybe doesn't necessarily need to be there. So I think if we bring that window up a little bit, that should help. We'll go around and we'll do all that. The one thing I did do differently, besides just having 2 different windows here instead of just the one like on the others, although apparently not that one building, we have just a flat wall back here. So if you notice, this comes out, it's at the same level as this wood here, and then it recedes back behind there. So it was actually an accident, and then turns out it looks kind of nice. It is a nice little bit of detail. It just adds a little bit of extra depth to the building, and I think that totally works. But anyway, let's take a look at what it looks like from the inside. We haven't done any of the decorations in here yet. However, oh, this is a little hard to see. Let's try to get up there. And good. Okay, so went very over the top, I think, in trying to blend this into the wall, but it works. It definitely works. This is actually the second rendition. The first time I did it, it was offset from the chandelier, and one of these sides was connecting with that and the other wasn't. So redid the windows to center them here. Wasn't too much of a pain though. Luckily I wasn't too far in. If I had done it all, or at least if I had done all 4, then it would have been quite a pain to redo everything. But it's looking pretty good now. We've also got the random blocks to break up the roof. Couple extra lights on the outside, on the other side of this wall. Maybe, yeah, you can see it right there. So same thing on the back of the building, although we've just got the one because we only have the single beam there. Small things. They don't necessarily matter, but they do definitely add to the overall detail. Without those there, it just looked very, very flat. Speaking of which, we could probably use one right there. But yeah, I'm pretty pleased with the outside now. We'll probably just redo those windows and then go ahead for the inside. We might also modify the inside of this up here. Not necessarily change it, but add some things in some of these blank areas here. We've got big blocks of cobblestone, and I think some nice designs could fit into there. Maybe banners or possibly even paintings, especially right there in the middle where we've got plenty of room right there. So I think this looks better having the 3 windows going right the way up there. It might be a little bit better even if I just take out this bottom one right here and replace it for just a wood block. Not quite sure. Gonna leave it for now. I do like having the extra glass in there. I think it just adds a little bit extra kind of, I guess you could call it detail, but having that extra glass or having that extra little bit of transparency I think really helps. Anyway, we have the inside basically done for now. I might actually take these banners down and decorate them at some point. Don't know what I would put on them. So maybe leave a comment down below. Let me know what could go on them. Maybe even just flowers might not look too bad with a black design. We'll see. But anyway, we have the big old table down here. The red and brown are the clear themed colors for this building. The browns fit in really nicely. It's a much lighter brown, I think, than all the other browns around it. And the red is a nice accent color. We've been using that red a lot. I think it fits in pretty well, and it adds some nice contrast between the woods and the stones around it. Went back and used some greens again. We did that when we were building the ink farm, and I think it holds up as being a pretty neat block to use around all these other colors. The green pops just enough where it adds enough detail, but not so much that it distracts from the build, which is super important. And then just having this table down the middle kind of fills up the room, and you don't really notice it. You know, you walk in and like it's clearly filled up, but you don't realize that half the room is filled up with a big block of wood. So I think we did a good job of disguising that. But anyway, if we look up, we got some new things going on, and I think I should probably remove some of these wooden blocks here because a lot of the magic of this building is in the roof. So we'll probably take out maybe a couple of these sideways ones, or maybe we'll leave them. I'm not quite sure. I do like having them there, but at the same time, like I said, it's kind of blocking the view of the ceiling. If we go up there, ooh, what's the best way to get there? Probably right here. We barely made it. So the chandeliers still hang down. We haven't changed those, but we've added a couple of extra beams up here and draped the same banners on them that we have down there. Same colors, and those are kind of hard to see from the floor, and that's why I think maybe some of these should come out. Like maybe, oh, but they do line up really nicely with that. So yeah, maybe not. I'm not 100% sure. I really don't know. But then we've also added these, so we have the sconces on the sides rather than on the poles right here where they were before, and same thing for over there. That way we just get more of them, and it kind of makes the ceiling a little bit brighter. It was pretty dark up here before. 1 painting, 2 paintings, and those again, they're a little hard to see from the bottom here. You can kind of see it if you're looking for them, but just walking through, you don't really notice them. So, you know, there's pros and cons to having these beams in there. They look like they give support. They fill up real nicely above. Anyway, pretty pleased with this so far. We, however, have quite a bit of work to do out here. So we're going to bring the greenery over. Plenty of trees and whatnot, and we're even going to deal with this little alleyway between the two over here. So we'll see what we can fill that up with. Maybe not a tree. I'm not quite sure. A tree might not fit. We'll have to see. Maybe we could put a couple small ones. I'm probably going to leave the back for now in case we want to build anything else around here. But over here, we can bring that down. Or maybe we'll even just leave it. I'm not 100% sure now that I'm looking at it. It's kind of a steep hill and just kind of tapers off back there. So maybe that side will stay open, but this side will definitely be filled. We can finally do something with this over here. I'm contemplating doing some stuff with water. We've played around with that in the past, but I'll have to see because I don't know. I'm not that great with water. Greenery, you know, we can make it work, but water for some reason just adds a new dynamic. Over here is where we used it before. Well, that wasn't a good view of it. Coming up here, yeah, so just very, very subtle. Something similar to this, but trying to make that fit into the greenery around it. Being such a harsh blue against all the greens can sometimes be a little bit difficult, or at least for me it is. So yeah, we got plenty to play with. I think the biggest thing what we need to do, however, is break up all this gray in front here, because as I brought this over, now we just have a big blob of gray, and it just kind of tapers off, gets smaller, comes around the side kind of oddly like that. Maybe just a couple of bushes even, just add some green again, and then that would also help split up the sharp edge that we have here between the grays and then back there. If we had a nice green wall right here, I think that might just kind of split it up almost perfectly, just like having a front bush. So this actually turned out quite well. I'm very, very pleased with this. We have the water flowing down out of the wall right there. It comes all the way down, pulls up right here. We've got some of these lily pads dotted about. Well, we couldn't put any there because it's all flowing, but we got a couple up here where the water's just sitting there, and then we have plenty of red around here to add a little bit of extra color. We've got the rose bushes, regular roses, which I usually get rid of, but we left them here because I think they fit in pretty well. We kept going with the normal green and brown blocks around here, and at the bottom of the water we mixed dirt, podzol, and coarse dirt, and apparently some of the grass still needs to decay. That I think only happens at night. I could be wrong. Maybe it only happens during day. I'm not quite sure. Either way, I'm just going to AFK for a little bit longer, and as day-night cycles, eventually it'll all be gone. Same thing for the vines. We added up some vines on the side to kind of hide some of the big gray patches there, and some of them are still growing. That might grow up. I don't really know 100% how vines grow. Maybe it'll stay the same, but a couple over here still need to go down. That one's not going anywhere because of the grass below it, but that one will probably still come down. That one's stuck. I think there were 1 or 2 other ones around here, so we're pretty close. I'm just going to leave it, though, and it'll fix itself over time. Maybe that was about it. Oh, there. That torch will eventually come out. I'm just going to leave it for now. Maybe that was the only 2, but regardless, that's all looking pretty good. I'm going to put a piece of string right here to get rid of this one growing down over the entryway here into currently nothing. Eventually, there'll be stuff back there. But yeah, very, very pleased with that area. The sugarcane looks good as well, I think. Very, very pale color. I never switched over once Minecraft updated to add biome shading on sugarcane. I really like that pasty color. I just think it fits in super, super well. Maybe it would fit in a little bit better with biome shading. I don't know. Not going to play with it, though, because I am super happy with this, as I've already mentioned. And if we come up here, I wonder if you can see it. Well, there's 1 tree, 2 trees, and then 3 trees. There's a small one right there, and then a 4th tree right there. And you can't really see what's going on down there from up here. I guess the trees kind of block most of it. But if we pop down here, we got some bushes, we got the mushrooms, all the same green blocks. We filled up this whole area. Very, very happy with this. These are some massive bushes as well. Didn't realize quite how big I was making these. I think they're considerably bigger than any other area where I've used them, but nonetheless, I'm very happy with it. So yeah, we got that tree out front. Everything is coming together. We're making everything a lot more connected, which is super fantastic. I'm wondering where the best view, man, I just really like coming up that path right there. Coming up along the river, this is gorgeous. I like this. So anyway, yeah, let's come up here. I'm wondering where the best view is to see the whole area, to see just how connected it is. Minus that part. We decided not to do that part. We're going to leave it in case we had more buildings in that area. Maybe up here. We were kind of up here before. We were over there at least. Yeah, that doesn't really do it, does it? Maybe let's go 1 higher. Let's try getting up. Let's first try up here. Whoa. And some blocks there. And there's a big building in our way. Well, okay. Let's try number 3. And down we go. And over we go. Interesting. Okay. There's your luck. There's your luck. It's good enough. I'm not even going to keep trying to get up there. Hello. We're somewhere else now. There's the boat. Anyway, hopefully y'all have enjoyed. Go ahead and subscribe for more. And I'll see y'all next time.